Well, investors are eagerly awaiting Apple's earnings. Those come after the bell. The iPhone maker will release third quarter results later today. So joining us now to preview the big report is Alex Gauna, Senior Research Analyst at JMP Securities. Alex, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Morgan.
So you say the September quarter is a transitional quarter. What are you expecting?
That's right. So this quarter won't tell us a whole lot about what we really care about, which is how the iPhone 6s is going to do this holiday season and then even into next year, into the Chinese Lunar New Year holiday. We will get a sense from the guide what Apple's expectations are, but historically people have assumed Apple is being conservative, and JMP at least would expect Apple to be conservative again in light of all the macroeconomic uncertainties that are out there.
Yeah, and let's dig into that a little bit more because we've certainly seen some investors, potentially having concerns about Apple's growth. We saw the stock sell-off on Monday, for example. You remain positive. What leads you to believe that we're going to have another strong quarter?
That's right. We are constructive on Apple at this juncture because even though it might not be a perfect quarter or a perfect transition because the compares to last year are so difficult for Apple right now, recalling that the iPhone 6 was a runaway smash success. The thing for us is looking at the competitive landscape. One thing we're very certain of is that Apple is outperforming the competition, absolutely decimating Samsung in smartphones. And even though there might be a brief breath of life for Windows here with the Windows 10 refresh, ultimately when you put together the positives of what Apple has with the iPhone, with the iPad, and with the Macs, we think that's an unstoppable, longer-term financial engine that investors want to be invested in.
Yeah, and you just mentioned Windows 10. So we've had the release of Windows 10, Microsoft Surface Book, which is hitting the stores this week, garnering a lot of attention. Where does this fit into your investment thesis?
In a way, it's flattery for Apple because the Surface Book here is clearly trying to emulate what Apple has achieved with its Macs, the MacBook and MacBook Pros. But the problem is the price point for the Microsoft Surface Book is elevated. That's good news for Apple, actually, because it's going to raise the price points in the category, and it stands a good chance of Microsoft alienated its ecosystem of PC OEM partners that are out there. So the combination of those two things, we believe, over time, will just make Apple stronger and a more powerful force in the category.
Yeah, and when we talk about Apple, I mean, a day doesn't go by that there's not another headline or another product everyone's on watch with Apple. I realize iPhones are still the lion's share of revenue for the company, but you hear about things like a potential car. We've got the Apple Watch, so many other different initiatives. Apple Music. What do you really want to hear this afternoon? What are you looking for more insight on?
Morgan, you're really hitting on an important point here. Not just the media, but consumers are eagerly awaiting that next product because every product Apple does, it does it so well. And while you can see other players out there maybe being a step ahead or a half step ahead of Apple in some areas, and here I'm thinking about new media here with things like the Amazon Fire TV or Netflix, the thing for Apple is when it comes out with a product, it's usually fantastic. And so as we think ahead to what we want to see from consumers, we want to see that next generation TV experience. And Apple still has time to deliver that. And we're not begrudging it for not already giving it. It's waiting for the infrastructure to be ready, waiting for companies like Mellanox to prepare the core, companies like MaxLinear to prepare the edge for those speeds you need to deliver that Apple TV experience. Similarly with the car, looking ahead to an age of autonomous driving and where a Siri type of cloud intelligence can fit into making that driving experience all that much better and all that much safer. So there's a lot to be excited about, a lot that Apple can deliver for the consumer in a unique way that nobody else can match.
And real quick, where do you stand on the stock rating-wise, price target-wise?
We're at a market outperform rating, $160 price target, and think this stock should be owned for the longer term.
Great. Alex, thanks for joining us today. Thank you for watching. I'm Morgan Brennan. Have a great day.
Hey YouTube fans, I'm Landon Downey from CNBC. Thanks so much for checking out our channel. Here you'll find videos packed with all the info that you need to be smarter about your finances. Be sure and subscribe by clicking right here and click on all the videos around me to see CNBC's original series Young Money, Tech Bet, Cramer's Mad Money, and all the latest from CNBC.